Hello and welcome to this video sponsored by Banggood.com. Thank you very much to Banggood for sending out this vehicle. It's the VRX 2 Truggy with a Force 28 sized engine. They sent this to me to review. In the previous video we set the car up, installed the battery, started it up and did the first tank of the break-in process, which was all very easy to do. Now in this video we're going to do the full break-in tutorial. Now for me, I operate a 5-tank break-in tutorial, 5-tank break-in process. So just to outline what it is then, so tank 1, for the first start we just leave the engine singing on a rich fuel mixture for 1 full fuel tank, preferably with the wheels off the ground. For tank 2 we drive around in slow circles with a little blip of throttle but not exceeding quarter throttle. Tank 3, straight line driving, a little bit more throttle. Tank 4, a little bit more, and then tank 5 reaching full throttle. So that is the 5-tank braking process. The purpose of the braking in procedure is to get the engine piston and liner bedded in nicely. It's what we call the heat cycling process. We don't want to go straight in doing too much load on a new engine, because these engines are reliant on compression, as with any engine, but these particular high performance, so we need to make sure we run them in properly. So we're going to move on to tank 2 now. So I'm going to refill the tank. As I said in my previous video, I'm using 25% nitro fuel. We shouldn't need to prime the engine again because the engine's just been running. So I'm just going to pull the starter a few times and then we're going to get the engine started. Remember, for this tank we're going to be just driving around slowly, little blips of the throttle just to start to give the engine a little bit of load. It's tank 2, got the engine started, just going to be running it around in slow figure of 8 circles, little blips of the throttle. We're hoping to see lots of blue smoke from the exhaust. Where there's smoke there's fire, where there's fire there's heat. So having that smoke coming out of the exhaust is good. Let's have a look at it then. So we're just giving it a little bit of throttle. You can see we've got lots of blue smoke there. Just letting the car carry on doing this then for the whole of tank 2. Probably will take about 15 minutes or so. Don't let the fuel run completely out, because then it will start to run lean. So you want to try and stop the engine before it runs completely out. And I'll see you in a moment when we move on to tank 3. Okay, so we've just completed tank 2 of the break-in process on this Force 28 sized engine. In between each tank you want to allow the engine a couple of minutes, or 5-10 minutes or so, just to cool off in between tanks. When it's cooling off, try and put the piston down at the bottom of the cylinder, and you can achieve that just by pulling it a little bit. Wait till it compresses. That's then going to be at BDC, bottom of the cylinder. Okay, so what we're going to do now is refill the tank, and we're going to do tank 3 of the breaking in process. Now you remember on the last tank we were using sort of just about quarter throttle. This one we're going to be sort of reaching up to half throttle, a little bit more prolonged on the acceleration, so just accelerating up slowly and holding that accelerator on just for a little bit longer, and using a little bit more of the accelerator as well. So we're just getting the engine slowly up to a point where it's just working and doing a little bit more. Okay, so again, don't need to prime it, just going to insert the igniter. This one we're just going to start to use a little bit more gas. You'll notice I'm holding the gas on for a little bit longer. Still got some nice blue smoke. And I'm going to be checking the temperatures as well. throughout. And we're going to do this for the whole of tank 3. Okay, so we've just done tank 3. Each tank is taking about 10-15 minutes, and then I'm just allowing the engine to cool off for a couple of minutes as well. So now we're on to tank 4. Tank 4 is reaching about 3/4 throttle on the radio, roughly up to 3/4, just putting the engine under just that little bit more load. Slow acceleration up to 3/4, holding it for a second, and then just easing off. Lots of pumping of the gas as well, getting that fuel round, getting this engine nicely broken in. So refilling the tank again. It feels a little bit monotonous, this section, but it's important to do it to ensure that you get a long life out of your engine. So lots of smoke, just got to 3/4. There we go. So up to 3/4 now, getting a little bit more speed, and then just release. To 3/4, and then just releasing. And we're going to continue doing this for the whole of tank number 4. Again, checking the engine temperature throughout, making sure the engine's not overheating. If it gets too hot, stop the engine, give it a couple of moments, let it cool down before you carry on. I'll see you guys in a moment when we do tank 5. Okay, so here we go then with the final tank, tank number 5. So in this one we're going to be reaching full throttle, so make sure if you're not already, you're in a wide open space. Gently accelerating up to the full throttle mark, holding it for a little bit, and then releasing. Again, pumping that throttle, getting that smoke out of the exhaust pipe, getting the fuel through the engine, and regularly checking the engine temperatures as well. So refilling the tank then for the final tank, tank 5. So accelerating up to full throttle. And then releasing. Full throttle. And then releasing. Just turn the high speed needle 1/8 of a turn clockwise. Just to get of a higher RPM. Just accelerating up to full throttle. And then just the whole of tank 5, regularly checking the engine temperature. Just starting to lean out the high-speed needle a little bit as well, just to improve the performance, and also just to help the engine get up to that full throttle revs. I'll see you guys in a moment when that tank is done. Okay, so that's the braking procedure done. Now that we've broken in the engine, it's just time to get it tuned a little bit. Plenty of videos on my channel of how to tune the engine. This engine seems very, very good, very high quality, easy to start, easy to tune. It's run really, really well throughout the braking procedure. So far, thumbs up for this car. In the next video, we're going to be bashing this one, so please stay tuned for that over at our best bashing area over in Poole with all the dust and everything like that. So looking forward to this one. So I'll see you guys soon for that. If you've liked this video, please make sure you hit the red subscribe button and the like button down below, and turn on the notifications bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. So thanks very much for watching, and catch you guys soon.